88.9 FM, your go-to station.
It's 12 o'clock. Good afternoon, I'm Michael Akintunde with Global News. In the news, Shetima to represent Nigeria at World Economic Forum meeting. 3 Israeli hostages returned and 90 Palestinian detainees released as part of ceasefire deal. Donald Trump to become 47th U.S. president today.
This is the news.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja to represent Nigeria at the 2025 annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Shettima will join world leaders, top business executives and representatives of development partners at the meeting to discuss the stage of the world economy with a view to improving its conditions. The Vice President will also hold bilateral meetings with other leaders as well as participate in workshops and forums slated for the annual gatherings. He is expected to attend a workshop on roadmap to co-create investment opportunities for Africa's frontier markets, to boost the flow of capital into Africa's frontier markets, and to scale solutions to build a prosperous, inclusive and resilient continent. Top on the agenda will be an announcement of the humanitarian and resilient investing roadmap for Africa in partnership with the African Development Bank. And Amnesty International has said both sides in the fighting between DR Congo's army and Rwanda-backed militia have likely broken the rules of war by firing explosives into civilian parked areas. A report by the rights group says more than 100 civilians were killed in the eastern DR Congo as a result of the indiscriminate use of ground-launched rockets in the first half of 2024. It says both the Congolese army and the M23 movement, an armed group claiming to defend ethnic Tutsis, were at fault for the rise in the use of inherently inaccurate weapons. Since its resurgence in late 2021, the M23, with the support of 3,000 to 4,000 Rwandan soldiers, has seized vast swaths of the DR Congo's mineral-rich east, triggering a humanitarian crisis and displacing thousands. The DR Congo's army has retaliated in counter-offensives with the support of pro-Kinshasa's militias with a vow to retake its lost territory. Amnesty said the International Criminal Court (ICC) should consider investigating the attacks as war crimes with a view to bringing to justice those suspected of responsibility. And 3 Israeli hostages have been reunited with their families, while 90 Palestinian prisoners were released in return in a ceasefire deal that has put an end for now to 15 months of bitter war in Gaza. Amid a chaotic crowd in Gaza, the Israeli hostages were handed by masked armed men to the Red Cross before being transferred to the Israeli military and then entering southern Israel. All 3 were in a stable condition and authorities released footage of them fiercely hugging their families and sobbing. While Palestinian families welcomed the 90 prisoners freed by Israel early on Monday morning, with crowds gathering to celebrate with the first bus of detainees in the West Bank city of Ramallah. All are from the occupied West Bank or East Jerusalem. And South Korea's impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol has had his mug shot taken and underwent a physical check before spending his first night in jail as a criminal suspect. Yoon was arrested in a dawn raid last week, becoming the first sitting South Korean head of state to be detained in a criminal probe on insurrection charges over his botched declaration of martial law. A court approved his former arrest warrant, cited concerns that will destroy evidence, and Yoon went from being a temporary detainee to a criminal suspect facing an indictment and trial. Commissioner General of the Korea Correctional Service, Shin Yong-hai, said Yoon was given a 12 square meter cell at Seoul Detention Center in Uwang. Shin said he was assigned to one of the standard rooms used by regular inmates. The suspended leader has had his powers transferred to an acting president but remains sitting head of state. You're on to global news from AdabaFM, accurate transmitting from Ilaramokin after the break. Donald Trump to become 47th US president today